Do endorsements matter? Do endorsements from real people with real problems matter more than from out-of-touch billionaires? Let's talk about it on Azimuth Podcast. I'm Kimberly McNabb, and with me is Barrett McNabb.
Thanks, Kimberly. So Amer Ghalib, the mayor of the only city in the United States with an all-Muslim government, the city of Hamtramck, has endorsed former President Donald Trump. He called Trump a man of principles and the right choice, despite their disagreements on some issues. So go ahead. This city had made numerous news cycles previously. We have an episode that we did on this. The city council famously banned all flags except those related to government. So they flew the American flag, the state flag, the MIAPOW flag, and then a weird one from that kind of this flag from that was made up from all of the Muslim countries and Islamic countries where the people predominantly came from. But famously, they banned all LGBTQ and pride flags. And this got a bunch of people very upset. But they said, look, those flags don't have anything to do with government. The Black Lives Matter flag doesn't have anything to do with government either.
I would say they're anti-government.
Right. And so they decided to go ahead and ban those flags. So we did an episode on that. And it made a lot of news cycles, famously or infamously for that to happen. But they're in the news cycle again.
Well, I'd like to point out that he said that Donald Trump is a man of principles, not higher moral authority, but
right.
Principles, meaning if he says he's going to do something, he's going to move heaven and earth to do it. So
right.
I'd like to point that out. But, this does surprise some people, as Trump has had his Muslim ban in his first administration, and the mayor immigrated from Yemen, which is
right.
on that list of countries on the ban when he was 17 years old.
Yeah, again, this is something that the Democrats like to do dog whistles on and make something sound scary, but it was not a Muslim ban. President Trump did not say, I'm banning Muslims from coming in the country. He had a list of countries that had a higher than likely chance that terrorists were coming in from those countries. Okay, now those countries happen to be Muslim, but there are also Christians in those countries. There are Jews in those countries as well. And so it was not a ban on Muslims, but the media made it out to be, because that sounds scarier than countries that that have a larger than not population of terrorists.
Well, also, do you want the country you immigrated to become the country you immigrated from?
Yeah, I'd have to say that the vast majority of people that do immigration, whether it be legal or illegal immigration, is they're leaving their country for something.
Leaving some problems.
Yeah, leaving problems, and they're leaving to go to a better place for their family. Now, obviously, we talk about illegal immigration a lot on this channel because that's exactly what it is. There are legal pathways, and the United States does need more immigrants. We just need people to sign on the dotted line at ports of entry, at applying through the app, at applying at the consulates, at whatever your point of origin is. That's the right way to do it, and we have a list of people that are in the queue in order to immigrate to the United States, and they have a lottery system. They have visas that are needs for high specialty workers, high skilled workers, and but this is. This Muslim ban, to say, look, I'm banning Muslims. It just wasn't true. It's just one of those things that was seized upon by the media. But to your point, having people come here to get a better life, this is what Trump is promising. He's promising to make America great again, and it takes people who immigrated here legally. It takes you as well. He means you as well. He wants to make your life better again. And I think that the mayor,
recognizes it.
Yeah, he recognizes it, and he believes that Trump could help reach a ceasefire and have both sides of Hamas and really, it's not just Hamas; it's for the Palestinian civilians to be able to get that ceasefire, to have Israel get the ceasefire, get the hostages back, they believe that Trump can do this.
So the Uncommitted National Movement, a grassroots campaign aimed at pressuring Democrats to end their support for the war, announced that it would not endorse Harris after her team failed to meet a September 15th deadline to respond to a request for a meeting with families of Palestinians killed in Gaza. So I would, the journalists aren't holding her accountable for not meeting with them, doing interviews and the whatnot. Finally, a group of people say, you know what, you won't meet with us, we're not going to endorse you.
Yeah,
Good for them.
And that needs to happen. That needs to happen on a greater basis, because
it's an insult.
It is
an insult. They take it for the insult that it is.
And Kamala has not had to answer any truly tough questions. And I can promise you, the families of those Palestinians killed in Gaza would ask her hard questions, and it would be questions that would not be vetted. They would be questions that she would not get in advance, where she can have a team of people to pore over, and it would only have an opportunity for her to look bad, which is why she passed.
Well, of course. I mean, politically speaking, yes, it's a smart move to pass, but all choices come with consequences. And also another thing I think that the Uncommitted movement and the mayors thinking, and like-minded Muslims are thinking, the Biden-Harris administration has tried to two sides everything.
Right.
Especially in the Palestinian-Israel war that's going on. And a common truth in life is when you try to two sides everything, you just make both sides mad.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the old adage, you can't please everybody all the time, but you can make everybody mad at you at the same time.
Yes.
You can definitely do that.
And if you really want to find out if that's true, think about your kids.
Right.
You try to make them happy. Usually they find a way to be mad at you, so you may as well not bend over backwards.
Yeah, exactly. But really, it goes beyond. It goes beyond just the war in Israel and the Gaza Strip. A lot of the people that this mayor is representing, they like how Trump is in favor of school choice, right?
Yes, and religious freedom when it comes to school. And, one thing they're not in favor of is transing the kids.
Yeah, and that to your point, there was a meeting of Christian, Jewish, and Muslim community members that were protesting and speaking out against this indoctrination, the sexual indoctrination in public schools as it stands anyway. So this is an opportunity where all of the major religions saw it was important to come together in order to push back.
Yes, and I would like to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the United States is a melting pot, and all of our citizens need to be able to have a say in what's going on. And the elite Dems should be listening to these organizations and these groups, because this is what America is. It's that melting pot. And when you try and shove an agenda that people don't want, man, we come together to push back on it.
Well, I think the elites don't. The elite Democratic Party does not care about the normal people and their values.
The little people?
They just want power.
Yeah, I can see that. And it makes me sad, because there are, so many Muslim small business owners, and they also support Trump because they believe it's going to lead to lower taxes. And, that's just the way it is. It's the famous Bill Clinton quote, "It's the economy, stupid." Those are the type of quotes that transcend eras and transcend party lines. Trump is focused on the economy, and it shows in the polling. I mean, I know we talk about polls and how we don't like them, but in every poll, without anybody, looking at who is doing the poll, Trump beats Harris on the economy.
Right. And, I hate it when people talk about, women for Harris, and, I have daughters, and I want to, as Chris Rock said, I want to take my daughters to meet this first black female president. In 20 years from now, the normal person's not going to care about that. I still remember 2009 when I got laid off. Do you think I really cared that our president was black? Absolutely not. I cared that I got laid off.
Right. And you should as well. You should as well. But this majority Muslim, and the interesting thing is it used to be Polish. It used to be a Polish community, is how it was originally founded, and just recently it's become majority Muslim, and they won all the city council seats and the mayor position. And so that's awesome about America that is able to happen, and they are supporting Trump, and it's really making waves because it's not supposed to be that way. The Muslims are supposed to hate Trump, but again, he's not trying to punish Muslims. He is trying to make America safe and vet the people that are coming in, unlike Kamala Harris, the Harris-Biden administration, just having a porous southern border, allowing drugs and human trafficking and illegal immigrants to just pour across the border. There is a legal path to come in. It's pretty easy, and I just really think that this community in Michigan really sees that as well, and they definitely want Trump to be the president because of, again, school choice, because of religious rights, because of the economy. And these are all things that are important to real everyday Americans.
I appreciate any instance in which a citizen can recognize, hey, this may not involve me towing whatever party line, but it's
Right.
standing up for what I believe to be right.
Yeah, you can still be a registered Democrat and realize that this candidate on the other side of the aisle is best for me right now, and so I'm going to vote that way. And then you can still say, hey, look, I'm a Democrat, but when you have all of these white dudes for Kamala that are having fundraisers and things like that. The interesting thing is all of these little segments that the Democrat Party is endorsing and trying to fan those flames. Those are all identity politics. They're putting a gender and a race associated with these things to again put us in little tribes and divide us. And Trump is trying to get us to come together.
Yep, and the economy can do that.
Yeah, again, it's the economy, stupid. So anyway, we wanted to bring this to you that Trump has another big endorsement that's in a feather in his cap and is going to help out that community as well, and we wanted to bring it to you. So thanks so much for tuning into Azimuth Podcast, and please stay tuned after these messages.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our show with all the stories we share, we would love your support.
And it's as easy as clicking that subscribe or follow button. This will ensure you never miss an episode and keeps us bringing you these important stories. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast family.
Thanks, and keep tuning in.